In an industrial robotics setting, it's common to move parts around by loading them onto conveyor belts. And so you might want to use a conveyor belt in your industrial robotics project. Fortunately, we have a number of these conveyor belts pre-built for you to use in your projects. And so in this video series, I'm going to be showing you how to use the conveyors and how to control the conveyor directly from the robot. So now that you've seen the conveyor belt in action, let's take a little tour of what it looks like, how it works, and some of the basic functionality. So here on one end, we have a 24-volt motor that powers the actual conveyor. This is something that is just there, and you shouldn't have to do anything with it. You can see the conveyor belt itself has these little guides here at each end. Sometimes the belt can slip off, as you can see here, and so you just gently pull the belt back into alignment. Some of these belts work better than others. In the middle here we have the control box. On the top here there's a little green knob, and that is a speed switch. So if you want the conveyor to run faster or slower, just rotate this little knob one way or the other and it will go faster or slower. There's no way to turn it completely off with this control knob. So this button here on the back, you'll notice there's a little LED. When I push it, this changes the direction of the conveyor belt. So when I have this off, and we'll move the block out of the way of the sensor here, you'll notice it moves left to right. Now, if I come back over here and push in this button, now the conveyor will move right to left. So I'll put the block at the other end, and you can see it moving and stopping. So those are some of the basic features of the conveyor belt, and you should not have to modify the frame or do any alterations to it. If you do, you need to ask one of the lab instructors or one of the lab technicians before you make any alterations. Since these are a shared resource, we want to make sure that these remain functional for not just you, but for the classes in the future.